Imagine waking up tomorrow morning and discovering that Earth has stopped spinning. No sunrise, no sunset, no normal day and night cycle. At first, it might sound like a simple change, but in reality, it would be one of the most catastrophic events imaginable. The Earth spins at incredible speeds. At the equator, our planet rotates at roughly 1,670 kilometers per hour, or about 1,037 miles per hour. Right now, you don't feel this movement because everything around you is moving at the same speed. But what if that motion suddenly stopped? Would humanity survive? Would oceans disappear? Would the atmosphere remain intact? And what would happen to the future of life on Earth? Today, we're exploring one of the most terrifying scientific scenarios ever imagined. What happens if Earth suddenly stops spinning? The first second. The moment Earth stops spinning, disaster begins. Although the ground beneath your feet has stopped, everything on the surface would still be moving at Earth's original rotational speed. This is because of inertia. Objects naturally resist changes in motion. That means people, cars, buildings, airplanes, and even the oceans would continue moving eastward at incredible speeds. Near the equator, this speed could exceed 1,600 kilometers per hour. Entire cities would experience forces stronger than the most powerful hurricanes ever recorded. Skyscrapers would collapse. Vehicles would become deadly projectiles. Forests would be flattened instantly. For billions of people, survival would be nearly impossible. The atmosphere turns into a weapon. Earth's atmosphere would not stop immediately. The air surrounding the planet would continue moving at tremendous speeds. As the atmosphere rushes across the stationary surface, it would create global superstorms. Winds could exceed 1,000 kilometers per hour. Some estimates suggest speeds approaching the speed of sound. Imagine a hurricane. Now multiply its power many times over. Buildings would be ripped apart. Trees would vanish. Dust, debris, and shattered structures would fill the sky. The atmosphere itself would become a weapon against life. Global megatsunamis. The oceans would also keep moving. Billions of tons of water would surge across continents. Massive megatsunamis, hundreds of meters high, could form. Coastal cities would disappear beneath towering walls of water. Countries with long coastlines would be devastated. Ports, islands, and low-lying regions would be among the first places destroyed. Entire landscapes would be reshaped forever. Earth's shape would change. Most people imagine Earth as a perfect sphere. But it isn't. Because of rotation, our planet bulges slightly at the equator. If Earth stopped spinning, gravity would slowly reshape the planet. Water currently distributed around the equator would begin migrating toward the poles. Some equatorial regions could become dry land. Meanwhile, vast polar regions could become covered by deeper oceans. The world map itself would change dramatically. Countries and coastlines would no longer look the same. The end of normal days. Earth currently completes one rotation every 24 hours. This creates the cycle of day and night. Without rotation, that cycle would disappear. However, Earth would still orbit the Sun. As a result, one side of the planet would face the Sun for approximately 6 months. The other side would remain in darkness for 6 months. Imagine experiencing daylight that lasts half a year. Then imagine 6 months of continuous night. The consequences would be extreme. A world of fire. The side facing the Sun would become incredibly hot. temperatures could rise to dangerous levels. Deserts would expand. Rivers could dry up. Water supplies would become scarce. Many plants and animals would struggle to survive. Agriculture would collapse across vast regions. Human populations would be forced to migrate toward more habitable areas. A world of ice. Meanwhile, the dark side of Earth would experience the opposite problem. Without sunlight for months, temperatures would plummet. Many regions could become frozen wastelands. Ice sheets would expand. Snow would accumulate year after year. Entire ecosystems would vanish beneath extreme cold. Life would become increasingly difficult. The twilight zone. There may be one region where survival remains possible. The boundary between permanent daylight and permanent darkness. Scientists sometimes call this a twilight zone. Temperatures here could be more moderate. Human settlements might eventually concentrate in these narrow, habitable regions. Future civilizations could be forced to live within a thin ring surrounding the planet. The collapse of weather systems. Earth's rotation drives many atmospheric patterns. It influences winds, ocean currents, storms, and climate systems. Without rotation, these systems would be transformed completely. The Coriolis effect would